welcome to the Mr. Boxing Guru podcast. It's me, Sal, Mr. Boxing Guru. This is episode 54. 54 episodes I've done. I think I had the podcast now for a year. Thank you guys who listen to me on the daily, well, I don't know, daily, the weekly, and the monthly, whenever it is that I put out these podcasts. Again, thank you once again. Again, that music you guys just heard was from Los Anaya. It's Losanaya, and Los Anaya, Anaya. Make sure you guys listen to their music wherever great music is. Listen to like YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, but listen to their music. Boxing is back, guys. At least we had a bit of boxing for the last couple of weeks, 2 weeks. So we were able to see from the bubble, from ESPN, from Las Vegas, Nevada. We saw the Magdaleno fight. We saw the low blows, which is kind of weird. Reminded me of a good old Modest fight. We saw Shakur Stevenson. Good kid. I think that was the again, non-championship fight, above his weight class, which, again, I get it. But I'm glad to at least see him move around. We got to see a lot of his boxing ability, but at the end of the day, I think he knew he wanted to get, the guy wasn't on his level, he wanted to get rid of him. I believe it was around the 6th round that he got rid of him. So sas, on to the next. We saw a very uninterested Navarrete this last Saturday as well fight a guy with as many wins as he has losses. Interesting matchmaking for a championship fighter. Very active, this Navarrete kid is. I'm not a big fan of him. I appreciate what he does, because what he does, he goes in and he beats the living shit out of you. That's what a guy like Navarrete does. Nothing spectacular, nothing great. He just wants to go in there and fucking hurt you, which is very respectable. I like it. But again, that's part of the stuff that we've seen in the last couple of weeks in the appetizer or the beta testing of boxing. We saw a lot of people fights fall off, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's the new. That's gonna happen. We saw a girl that failed the test. We saw one of the main events that failed, and we had this kid G Squad move to main event. So we're seeing a lot of things develop in this beta testing, beta boxing testing that we had the last couple of weeks. We saw kids get brought up with undefeated records that struck me as odd, because you have a kid that's undefeated and you're trying to develop him. I get it. All these any fighter that puts on a pair of gloves, they're fucking badasses. But you got these kids that are 3-0, 6-0, and you win a match them together for measly $3,000. I get it. Maybe they just don't have another source of income. But I don't get it at the same time. Why are you putting a kid that you're developing? If you don't understand the art of developing a fighter, I think boxing is in the wrong business. Just because a guy looks great in the gym doesn't necessarily mean he's going to look great in the boxing ring when there's another guy out there trying to knock his fucking block off. But again, you saw these type of fights. Again, all in the beta testing of boxing. I saw a guy that looked like a little cholito. He came in, I'm surprised he didn't show up with a 64 Impala to the ring, but it was just weird, with the little Pachuco Stacks hat. Cholo family, had the goatee. I haven't seen people with a goatee in a long ass time. Everybody either shaves his shit off, handlebars, or lets a beard grow. But again, nonetheless, he had a goatee. And the little like I said, the little cholito hat, and I said, okay. I've seen this guy or heard of this guy at the club level fights. But never really paid attention. It was almost seemed like a beer fight, a beer line fighter. And I saw him. Okay, I said, this little Cholito sometimes do okay, but of course, he looked like shit. He was clinching for the fight too, and I don't know. It just seemed weird. But again, guys that are being thrown out there just because there's no fights, they think, okay, you know what? I don't have to sell tickets, so I'll take this fight for $3,000, and I'm gonna get my undefeated record. Again, undefeated record doesn't mean anything, and I know you guys have heard me say, undefeated records are not. That's not what makes a boxer, but it's a development process to get to the bigger goal, which is of course a championship level fighter, for a fighter to be financially secure for the rest of his life, because these are very short careers. But it's weird to see them get thrown in the wolves or get sweet talked by a promoter saying, you know what, if you do good in this fight, maybe I'll give you a contract. Again, but these are the type of shits I saw on TV. But the good thing is that these fights are over. It was like a giant 2 week of undercards for the main event. Now we actually have a solid fight, and that's why I keep saying boxing is finally back, because on June 23rd from Las Vegas on ESPN, we actually get Andrew Maloney versus Joshua Franco in a 12-round fight, 12-round championship fight for the WBA belt. So this fight, off of maybe the whole month that we're going to have fights, this is probably the best fight that you can probably get, and it's on a Tuesday. And it's a good fight because Andrew Maloney's no pushover. Joshua Franco's no pushover. Andrew Maloney is a champ, but Andrew Maloney does have a lot of holes in this game that I think a kid like Joshua can exploit. But at the same time, these are fights, or these are type of fighters that, in this case, in Joshua, that he's never been in versus a championship level fighter. This is a legit champion in Maloney. Can a guy like Joshua beat a guy like Maloney? I don't know. Can a guy like Joshua, that's actually being brought from another promoter, in this case Golden Boy, be able to get offered a fight, be able to go to Top Rank, and take one of their guys' belt? Again, this happened before. What gives me the confidence that this happened? Well, actually, no. I was going to say it's happened before. Yes, it has happened with a Golden Boy fighter has gone to Top Rank and gotten one of their belts. Gotten a belt that was destined to be for one of their guys. And that was one of Robert's guys that actually lost to a guy named Texteria from Golden Boy. But what gives me the confidence in Joshua Franco is that I've seen the kid spar. You're not going to get much sparring partners. His size is he's a bantamweight. He's a small guy. So he's out there sparring bigger guys. He's out there sparring good guys. Not only bigger guys, but Robert Garcia's gym is full of young talent. And that's what I saw. Last time I went, like I said, about 3 weeks ago, I saw I think there was about 8 fighters total. They were all relatively bigger than Josh, but he was still sparring them. And to me, that was impressive because, it's just, you're so used to sparring and fighting these type of guys that when it comes to that, they prepare you for these type of fights. So yes, on paper, Joshua has never fought versus a fighter of a caliber of an Andrew Maloney, but again, those gym wars, those sparring sessions, those learning sessions that he goes through at NGBA, I think give him a hell of a shot to where he could actually do good in these fights. And I really hope it was a Top Rank fuck up. Again, Top Rank never really fucks up when it comes to these things, so kudos to them. So I don't know. I mean, it's a tough fight for him, but I think out of all the fights that are going on in the month or so, I think this is probably the more equal, the more entertaining, the fight that I actually want to see. And it's on a fucking Tuesday, which is great. Most of us are working from home. You just jump from your computer desk to your couch, and there you go. There's boxing. On that undercard, of course, you got Christopher Diaz, Joseph Adorno, which is a solid guy. I'm really looking forward to this guy's career. Can't wait to see him. Again, it's a developmental fight. Nothing tough. Orlando Vargas, Adam Stewart. again, it looks like Top Rank is going more on the regular pattern. So that should be a decent card on June 25th. Again, from the bubble, Las Vegas, ESPN Plus. Actually, ESPN Deportes, I'm sorry, not Plus. Again, Andrew Maloney's brother, Jason Maloney, actually fights Leonardo Baez. Now, if this fight seems a little weird, is because we were supposed to get Jason Maloney versus Oscar Negrete, which was an okay fight. Of course, we all know Oscar Negrete because of the wars he's had with Joshua Franco. He's had about 3 fights, 4 fights. I'm not even sure. I stopped counting after nobody dropped anybody. But again, Oscar Negrete is a good guy. Throws a lot of punches, but a lot of punches with zero intentions to hurt anybody. I heard his eye got messed up. I don't know. Some guys tested positive for the Rona there. I don't know if it's really true. I hope it's not his eye really, but that's what they're saying, that he had a detached retina. That sucks. I'm not a big fan of Oscar Negrete. I think he's an odd character, but nobody deserves his eye to get poked out. So that's what happened. Too bad for him, but we get a better fight version with Leonardo Baez. Things based on what I've seen on Jason Maloney and Leonardo Baez, I think they're going to make a great fight as well. If not even better than the Joshua Franco fight. But again, this is on Thursday, so again, good week on the undercard of this fight. We get Avery Sparrow, which was the guy that was supposed to fight. Who was he supposed to fight? He was supposed to fight Ryan Garcia, as a matter of fact. But then he got arrested. The FBI came. Un chingo de madre pasó. It was all kind of crazy stuff. Luis Perozzo, Sonny Conto. Again, feelings. It's okay. Feelings okay right now. Feelings okay. We're all at home. Just enjoy the fights. Watch them. Sas. On June 27th. On June 27th for Mexico City on the Plus, on ESPN Plus. Really hope they make it ESPN. I don't want to download the Plus yet. Of course, like everybody else, I canceled my subscription because there was nothing on. But we get Miguel Berchelt. Miguel Berchelt fights Eleazar Valenzuela. Miguel Berchelt was originally talking about fighting Oscar Valdez. Of course, because of the Rona, nothing happened. So now they need stay active fights. And sort of like the Navarrete, same scenario. Miguel Berchelt, of course, the guy you want to see how he does. My question is, does he does what Navarrete doesn't carry the guy for a little bit and see how they do? Or does he just go in there and like the monster that Miguel Berchelt is and just goes and gets rid of his guy like he's supposed to do? Nothing really of note to say about this fight. It's a stay busy fight. It's a fight to keep checking and seeing how well Mexico City does with its fight. So we'll see how that turns out. Again, a bunch of fillers on there too. I think they got 1, 2, 3, 4 fillers in there. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I think that's the fights we have at least to June 27th, to the end of the month. Again, so we should have whole other fights next week. So let's see how we do with that. As far as other fights coming up, on June 25th, the Zone makes its great return with, of course, with Golden Boy Promotions. On the actually it'll be July 25th. I'm sorry, July 25th is when we get that fight. I'm really looking forward to it because I want to see what Golden Boy is going to do. Are they going to do a sort of like what ESPN is doing, where they're pretty much camping out at the same place for a period of weeks, or they're just going to do a one fight, one card thing, and then just come back home? Or again, I want to know what's going to go on with them. Again, the main event on that is going to be Virgil Ortiz. We still don't know the opponent. We heard the rumors, but we don't know the opponents. What can you expect from this card? You can expect Golden Boy to release their solid names. You know, remember, you're going to see a lot of developmental fights. Again, nothing's really changing here because this is what Golden Boy does. So you're going to see the Evan Sanchez's. You know, you're going to see I'm guessing they're heavier welterweightish type of fights because I mean this is what this so far two welterweight kids are on it. So I would love to see a McKenna in there. I would love to see Alexis Rocha type of fighter. Again, I would like to see the bigger guys. I think one thing that Golden Boy is doing that they have a solid up and coming stable of welterweights that I would love for them to be paraded in almost in weight class because that way you can see what they have and then you can see because I think Golden Boy is one of the promotional companies that's not scared to match their prospects with each other. So like I'll give you an example. They had Virgil, they had McKenna, they had Alexis Rocha, they had Evan Sanchez, and they have Rashid Ellis, I believe he's at welterweight. And whoever other welterweight they have, just put them in there. And of course, not with each other, but developmental fights as a whole. I would love to see how they will do. I would love to see just to see the mind spark up in the regular fan because I think one of the beautiful things about being a boxing fan is that you start matchmaking in your head, especially once you see you see this fighter versus that fighter, you see the same weight division, so that intrigues you, especially when it's right on the moment. You say, okay, well, I wonder how this guy would do it versus this guy, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's it. On other news, we have Ryan Garcia declining yet another opponent. This time was Javier Fortuna. What my sources are telling me is that he declined $300,000 payday. Now, Ryan Garcia's minimum should be from what he tweeted as lucrative deal, quote unquote. That's his words, not mine. He should be getting his minimum should be $200,000. If he's getting offered $300,000, that's $100 more than his minimum to fight a guy like Javier Fortuna. Which yes, he's a very durable guy. But again, this is what Ryan is asking for. He's asking to fight the bigger fights, the bigger names, as long as it means a bigger, quicker payday. Ryan does not seem to understand the bigger picture where he fights this guy today, he'll get a bigger fight tomorrow. He wants his money now. I think Golden Boys is doing a good service to him, saying, okay, that's fine. We'll give you your big money now. We'll give her bigger money now. But you're going to have to fight a better opponent. You need to stop fighting these guys that you're going to knock out in the first round. It's not fair to his fans. It's not fair to waste my time to keep fighting guys that he's going to knock out in the first round. And it's a disservice to himself, not letting himself develop as good as what we all think he can be. But, that's Ryan for you. Let's see, what else we got? I try to do this on a weekly basis where I ask, ask me questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability, and I'll try to do it. Let's see. First thing first, I got Beto Durando and Beto Visión. Make sure you guys watch his Thursday Diaz. He does it every Thursday with Joel Diaz and Robert Diaz. He says, when can I be a guest? Not anytime soon, Beto. Like I said, we're in quarantine. I see you out there running in the beach, and you look kind of nappy with your hair all over the place. I don't know, bro. You might have the Rona. I don't trust you right now, so hopefully soon. Okay, let's see. At Immortal something clinic says, when do you think we will see Valdez versus Verchet? One, I've never been a fan of that fight, just because of Valdez's jaw somehow finding its way to Verchet's left hook that just doesn't attract me, especially Valdez coming from the lower weight to meet him now at Verchel's where I think Verchel is too big for. I don't know. If we see it, I can see this happening by the end of the year. I feel the end of the year is going to be. We're going to have a lot of fights. I hope you guys are saving your money. That way you guys can attend these fights live. It's only fair. You guys deserve it. So I really hope we do see it, if we see it by the end of the year. Again, it's going to be a war. I would love to see this fight sometime in October in a nice chilly day at the StubHub Center, whatever it's called now. Pandemic Coronavirus Nutrition Center in Carson, California. I don't know what the new StubHub's called. But I would love to see it there. Nice, do a nice little tailgate, enjoy a couple of beers, and enjoy the fight. That's what I think. I'm guessing maybe September, late September, early October. I would love to see the fight then. Alonso21G asks, okay, and I think I kind of answered, but I'm still. Hey, I gotta answer these questions. Ryan was offered $300 and reported by Copperger. You see something that info that I had as well. And I guess Copperger reported on his podcast. What do you think? Like I said, I think Ryan wants the money, but he doesn't want the opponent. So I don't understand his reasoning. I think we're in a and again, maybe these guys know more than we do, but we haven't found a way, or we don't know if those followers, millions of followers that he says he has, how do they equate to dollars? I think one way to find is just to one way to find out is really to allow Ryan Garcia to branch out away from the zone, and if Golden Boy wants to work with him, maybe put him on a pay-per-view, a small pay-per-view, nothing crazy, nothing too expensive, but a small pay-per-view where Ryan Garcia gets to, charge his followers to watch him fight. Because that's where they come from. Set a pay-per-view, $30, $20 to watch them fight and start whoever they want. I think that's gonna have to be the better route with Ryan Garcia, because obviously the money that's being offered is not cutting it. He thinks he's somehow worth more. Great, that's great if he is, but financially, I don't think he's proven it yet. Let's see. Okay, El Don from ZG asks, "When are you going to be a guest on Thursday?" I was like, "Yeah, bro. My last name is Carrillo. It doesn't rhyme. Plus, Ace no me puede hacer la barba a mí. It's an inside joke." Let's see. Juice _ Nayarit asks, "Is Golden Boy putting Virgil first for now on?" So is Golden Boy putting Virgil Ortiz first for now on? I guess that's what he says. So yes, that's what it appears. Golden Boy is putting his best fighter first, and that's something I completely agree on, because if you guys remember, Virgil Ortiz was the first fight to get canceled when this whole coronavirus started. He was supposed to fight at the Fabulous Forum, and that never materialized for him. So sucks for Virgil. I'm glad he's getting to fight. I'm glad he's going to fight, and really looking forward to it. Rudy Cursi asked my question regarding Joshua Franco. Shout out to Rudy Cursi. If you guys don't follow him on Twitter. Twitter's where he's golden. Great jokes. He asked, what did I think about Joshua Franco versus Maloney fight? Like I said, I think it's the more evenly matched fight that we're going to get this weekend, or like I said, this month. I don't think Josh has the ability to take the belt. That's me thinking with my brain. When my heart says, Josh, put fucking hands on this kid and take your belt home, and now we'll eat crow. This is one of the fights that you wish you could eat crow for. I really hope I could eat crow. I'm a big fan of Josh since this is my first time fight. His very first fight was at the Velasco. And I remember it was him, Tanahara, and a bunch of other fighters that fought that night. The scary thing about it, when we saw Joshua fight, I was brutally honest with Robert and Pita, and I'm like, I don't know about this kid, because he just went to war in his debut. That's just not the way debuts work. Debuts are usually there to go in there, and you get put up against a guy from Wisconsin that has no idea how to fight, and you whoop his ass and you knock him out in the first round, and you look amazing. That's not what happened. He had a tough ass fight in his very first fight. The second fight, same thing. But what they were doing is not that they were that he sucked. It's just that he was getting solid fighters, or fighters were very suspect records, or guys from Mexico that not necessarily their record did not match their skill set. So Joshua Franco's a special kid. I really, really hope I'm wrong. I can't wait till he crow. I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off, not versus a top-ranked fighter. But again, I really, really hope he wins. I'm really pushing for him. Let's see. Pancho the Chef. I was going to say Pancho the Chef. Pancho the Chef. Pancho has a great restaurant in Walnut Park. I can't remember the name of it, but I already went to it. Great restaurant. I need to go back. Says, did you watch the Vaquero fight? What do you think, Copa? Like I said, yes, I watched it. These are fights, like I said, that these fighters do not care to get up for. They're not motivated to. They're training. Don't get me wrong. They're training their asses off. But once they're inside the ring, you see a guy that has 13 losses, now 14 losses. It's a little hard to get up for. And I get it. I get Navarrete. He carried the guy as much as he can. He played with him in the first round. Same thing second. Same thing third. Fourth, he said, all right, I got to go home. Let me get rid of this fucking guy. And he finally did. That's what you expect from a guy like that. But is he the truth? Navarrete's the truth. He hits like a fucking mule. Not the prettiest style. And I did ask on Twitter, what do you I think Navarrete has the ugliest style of the current that's current to Mexican boxing right now. I think people misinterpreted what I said because they thought I said he has the ugliest style of any champion from Mexico. It's funny because people quickly reminded me of how bad Ponce de Leon was, Títere Vázquez was, and they kept naming fighter after fighter. Some of the fighters that I didn't even remember that. I had to go on YouTube and find. But yes, Navarrete is Margarito again, same thing, and again, it suits certain fighters better than most. I think Verchel also doesn't have the most pleasant style, but it's effective. He's going to go out there, he's going to beat the shit out of you. Not necessarily the purest in boxing's best attributes or what you really want to see, but it's violent, it's aggressive, it's beautiful in its own way. But yeah, if you're asking me if he's the real deal, he's the fucking real deal. Turi_805 asked me when am I going to have him on, and I think very soon, Turi. I need to find out how you do this shit because we got to remember, it took me forever to do a podcast because I don't know how to use fucking computers. Even though I work in a sit-down job, I go into my job and get the hell out of there. I don't like to be on my computer. I like to be on the phone. And I like to be, sharing memes with you guys and whatnot. But very soon I need to set it up that way. I do this so that way I'm able to even upload videos. So if any of you guys care to show me how to do this or any graphic designers that could help me do videos, because I really would love to put the podcast on YouTube, but in actual video form, not just the audio version of it. Guys, I think we're going to stop with the questions there. Thank you guys again. Really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys listened all the way to the end, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit the notification. That way you guys already know when the new podcast is up. Thank you guys so much. See you guys hopefully next week. Thank you. Thanks for listening to the Mr. Boxing Room Podcast. Adios.
Dicen que lo fusilaron, otros que se fueron.